Welcome to Mindful Yoga. Today we're going to be doing balance poses. So you'll need a steady chair and a mat so that the chair does not move, or you can place the chair up against a wall for the same purpose. So we'll start by standing just behind the chair so that you can reach it for support if you need. And we'll start in mountain pose with our feet about hip width apart. So taking a moment to root down into the feet, energize the legs, and lengthen up through the spine. Take a couple easy breaths here. And on your next exhalation, we're going to shift our weight into our right foot. So rooting down a little more firmly into the right. And as we inhale, we're going to lift the left knee or the left heel and rotate the knee out to the side as we bring our heel to rest on top of our right foot. If you need your hands on the chair for support, please do so. If you'd like a little bit more of a balance challenge, feel free to bring that left heel up to the inside of the ankle. And another challenge would be trying to bring those hands in front of your sternum as you're balancing here. If at any point you need to move the hands back down to the chair, please do so. And one final challenge here would be to take that left foot entirely off of the ground and bring the bottom of your foot to rest on any part of the right leg aside from directly over the knee. So you can be down at the lower leg here, you can bring it towards the upper leg, or you can have it resting on the ground once more. So trying to find whatever point of balance is best for you. And bringing those hands once again together in front of your sternum. And perhaps challenging yourself once more by seeing what it would feel like to bring those arms up overhead. At any point, if you need to rest that left foot back on the ground or bring those hands back down to the chair, please feel free to do so. Let's take one more easy breath in this position. And as you exhale, go ahead and bring that left foot back down into mountain pose. And take a few breaths here to notice the difference between your right and left leg now that you've done the pose on the right leg but not yet the left. This time we'll shift our weight over onto our left foot, root down into that foot, and as we inhale, bring the right heel off the ground, rotating that right knee out to the side and bringing the right heel to rest on top of the left foot. The left knee should be straight but not locked, so just have a gentle bend in the left knee. If this feels comfortable, feel free to move that right heel up to the inner ankle of the left leg. And hands can either be resting on the chair for a little bit of support or in front of the chest, palms together. And then finally, if you feel comfortable, feel free to bring that right foot entirely off the ground and rest it on your left leg, just not directly over the knee. If this feels steady and you'd like a little bit more challenge, feel free to go ahead and bring those arms up overhead. Paying attention to your emotional heart here, noticing any emotions that are arising while doing this. One more easy breath in, and as you exhale, you can bring your arms back down to your sides and return to mountain pose. Next, we'll again have our feet about hip width apart, lengthening up through the spine, and on your next inhalation, we'll go ahead and raise up as high as is comfortable onto your balls of your feet. And then as you exhale, lowering back down. So inhale, rising up onto the balls of the feet and lowering back down. Once more, inhale, lift onto the balls of the feet and lower back down. Now, if you feel comfortable, on this next inhalation, try to see what it would feel like to stay in the up position, where you stay on the balls of your feet. If you feel comfortable and balanced here, maybe explore what it would feel like to bring one hand off of the back of the chair. And if that feels comfortable, you can go ahead and try bringing the other arm off. If at any point you need to lower back down onto flat feet or lower your hands back down to the chair, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, just maintain a steady gaze forward, lengthening up through the spine. And then if you'd like one more final challenge, bringing those arms once again up overhead. On your next exhalation, go ahead, bring your arms back down and bring your feet back down onto the ground. So as we start in mountain pose for this next movement, we're going to bring back the hip hinge movement. So as we breathe in, we'll lengthen up through the spine. And as we exhale, we're going to take a gentle step backward with our right foot, bending the front knee and keeping the back leg long, so we have a long extension from our right shoulder all the way down to our heel. Don't feel as though you have to force the right heel down. It can remain off of the ground. And then from here, we're going to hinge at the hips and try to bring that right leg up off the ground just a little bit. From here, maybe see what it would be like to bring one arm off the back of the chair. If that feels comfortable, you can go ahead and bring them both off. And finally, if you'd like, you can hinge a little further at the hips, trying to maintain a straight line between your shoulders and your back heel. And just tipping forward, raising that back leg up a little higher, trying to keep your hips square with the ground, not letting that right hip float up towards the ceiling. At any point, you can certainly bring that right heel or right ball of your foot back to the ground and or your hands back to the chair. So on your next exhalation, we'll bring the right foot down and return to mountain pose. Take a breath or two here. Check in with any emotions that might be circulating based on how that experience went. And then when you're ready, we'll shift our weight into our right foot this time, rooting down into the right foot and taking a gentle step back with the left. Again, the front knee will bend just slightly. The left foot will be propped up on the ball of the foot, and we'll be extending long from the left shoulder down through the left heel. From here, see what it would be like to bring that left heel, left foot up off the ground just slightly, so that we're pitched forward but still with a long spine. And then challenging your balance a bit by taking either one or both hands off the back of your chair. Maintaining your same position with a long spine, left leg out behind you, and a gentle bend in your right knee. A further balance challenge would be to tip forward through that right hip, dropping the chest a bit lower and bringing the left leg a bit higher. Keeping those left toes pointed down towards the ground and your left hip parallel with the ground. Trying to keep your breath steady despite the challenge to your balance. And then on your next exhalation, go ahead and bring your hands back to the chair and your left foot back to mountain pose. This time we're going to face away from the chair and have it on our side for balance if we need it. We'll start in mountain pose, feet about hip width apart, rooting down equally through both feet. And as we take an inhale, we'll sweep those arms out to the side, and exhale, we'll cross the right arm over the left, giving ourselves a gentle hug, grabbing onto the opposite shoulder with each hand. With our next inhalation, we'll bring our elbows up so that they're parallel with the ground, but at the same time trying to relax our shoulders down away from our ears, keeping a gentle bend in our knees and a groundedness through our feet. And we'll go ahead and shift the weight onto the right foot while taking a little step forward with our left. Check in with your balance if you still feel steady here. See what it might be like to slide that left foot more in front of the right. And if you still feel balanced here, go ahead and see what it might be like to actually cross that left foot over the right, either resting the whole foot on the ground or maybe just the ball of the foot. And a final balance challenge would be to squeeze the inner thighs together and see if you can lift the left foot off of the ground entirely. Feel free to explore each advancement of this pose and stick with the one that you feel most comfortable with. If at any point the left ball of the foot needs to come back in contact with the ground, that's perfectly fine. With our next exhalation, we'll go ahead and bring that left foot back to mountain pose. We'll inhale those arms out to the side and exhale them down. Coming back to mountain pose, even out the weight in your feet, lengthen up through the spine. This time as we inhale those arms out to the side, we're going to cross the left arm over the right, hugging onto your shoulders at whatever position it feels comfortable to you. Inhaling those elbows up so that they point straight out while also keeping your shoulders relaxed. And then bringing our attention to our feet and our weight, shifting it this time onto the left foot and taking a small step forward with the right. If that step feels comfortable and you still feel quite balanced, try putting that right foot in front of the left. And then even trying to put that right foot over the top of the left for a bit more of a challenge. And then finally, squeezing those inner thighs together and bringing the right foot entirely off of the ground if you need an additional challenge. So finding whatever position feels most comfortable. There should be a little bit of a wobbly feeling to know that you're working your balance, but you shouldn't feel so wobbly that you have to hold on to the chair consistently. If you do, try to take a step back with the progression of the feet until you feel more comfortable. On our next exhalation, we'll take the right foot, bring it back to mountain pose, inhale those arms out to the side, and exhale them back down. Our final balance pose will be as if we're walking a tightrope. So we'll start in mountain pose, feet hip width apart and weight even. But then we'll progress by inhaling our arms out to the side, palms facing up with a gentle bend in your elbow and your shoulders relaxed, as if you were carrying a tightrope bar. And then we're going to shift the weight onto our right foot. Take a small step forward with the left. Check in with the balance and see how comfortable you feel here. If you'd like a bit more, bring that left foot in a bit closer to the right foot. And finally, if that still feels comfortable and you'd like a bit more, see what it would be like to bring the left heel directly in front of the right toes. From here, we'll shift our weight from our right foot into our left and slightly bring the right heel up off the ground. And then rock that weight backward into the right foot once more. Rocking forward into the left, raising the right heel, and rocking back. You can do this either in the tightrope position or with the feet slightly wider for a little bit more stability. If you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, once you rock the weight back into your right foot, you can actually step your left foot behind your right and shift into the left. And then shifting again forward into the right, bringing the left foot in front of the right, and doing the final weight shift. So shifting back, left foot back behind the right, shifting into that left foot, and then shifting back into the right, and returning to mountain pose, relaxing your arms down to your side. We'll finish by standing in mountain pose and repeating this on the left side. So inhaling those arms up, holding onto that tightrope bar once more, shifting our weight into our left foot this time, and then taking a small step forward with the right. If that feels steady, bringing the right foot closer to the left, and potentially even putting that right foot or right heel directly in front of the left toes. Knees should be gently bent. And then we'll start shifting our weight. So we'll take the weight from our left foot, rock it into our right foot as the left heel comes up off the ground, and then rocking back onto the left foot. Again, rocking forward, putting the weight in your right foot, bringing the left heel up, and then rocking back. If you'd like, you can take the right foot and step it behind the left, shift the weight into the right foot, shift it forward into the left, and take another step with the right, placing it in front of the left, and shifting all the way forward onto the right foot. So just exploring what part of this pose is most comfortable while still challenging your balance. So as we shift once more back onto the right foot, we'll come back into the left, take the right foot back into mountain pose, and exhale the arms back down towards your sides.